So my foot is all, my hands are always going to sit on, basically all the time, right? The absolute distance between my hips, so if I took a measuring tape and measured from one heel to another, that's going to be fairly wide, it's going to be greater than shoulder width. There's going to be a distance between my heels from a training point perspective, right? So from your perspective, and we're going to measure in hands width. Hands width. How many hands width do you see between my heels? 2. So we're going to say 1 to 2 is basically okay. Does that make sense? And so I'm also going to have a slight hinge forward with my hips so that my weight is oriented, even though my center of mass is directly right between my feet, my weight is oriented slightly forward. Okay? That being said, both legs are bent equally. Right? So that's good fencing posture. So then when I go through my practice, I extend this way, and now how many hands width do you see between my feet? And then how are my feet greater than shoulder width apart? And obviously, do I have a hinge? Are all those other things in play? Do I cross on the lines of the platform, etc. Right? Does that make sense, everybody? So those are the first details. And then what was the drill? So we started with just the basic mechanics of the Schiessen, and then my training partner comes in, he walks in weak, what do? Oh, you guys are late. I'm dead. Do it again. And I want to begin my action so that when I come to the completion of my action, I end up hitting my training partner. Does that make sense? So again. And then the last detail, so again, look at how many feet and hands are these between my feet? 1, right? Shoulder width, we said 1 to 2, right? Shoulder width apart. I want my toe pointed towards my strength. All right? So notice, we started, my toe is pointed directly at Andrew, and when I finish this thrust, my lead toe is slightly to my left, right? Why is my lead toe slightly to my left?
Strong.
Yeah, because his sword is on my left, right? My lead toe is pointed towards my sword. Okay, does that make sense? So that was a Schiessen. And then, by the way, what do I do if he comes in strong? Welcome. So for this drill, it was nothing, right? Typically, what should I do? What's that? So I could either try and push the sword aside, which would give him an opportunity to work, right? Or I can try and weaken to the other side, which might likewise give him, if I can do it early enough, great, but if I don't get that close, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the first thing I ever want anyone to get good at in defense. Do that again. All right? Does that make sense? Raise your hand if you've heard the words together. Don't be weak and agreed. Don't be weak and agreed, right? So if I'm here with my shoulder on my shoulder, my training partner comes in a strong position. If I stand here and agree, I'm begging to hit, right? If I want to weaken, right? So let's say it comes in that strong way, right? I want to weaken my rear section and take on the side, right? When do I have to do that? Before the creed, right? And he's setting the creed because he's the one who's controlling distance. He's walking forward. So I have to make sure that I recognize what his intention is and begin my weakening action. The Durst action is a weakening action before he gets close enough to take advantage of it. Because if I started late, I'm here and I'm here. No, finish the part. You do it. I trust you. We finished it out here, right? We did. Yeah. Right? Does that make sense? All right?